Hello and welcome to the newest episode of Show Me Your Diamond podcast. I'm Giulia Castelli, and today I have Lata Gullapalli, a beautiful diamond, and I can't wait for you to hear more about her story, about her purpose. Lata, welcome. Can you please introduce yourself? I know you are an investment banker, you're sitting on 6 boards, but you're so much more than that. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Uh, Thank you, Julia. Hi, it's good to be here. Uh, Julia, of course, is fabulous with what all the wonderful things she does. I have been an investment banker for more than 25 years. I have worked in several markets. I have also been sitting on boards as a non executive director. I'm a chair of one of them. Some are corporate boards, some are not for profit, which is a new thing for me. It's just come up in the past few years, where we do rebuilding of institutions for education, or setting up of programs for mentoring women entrepreneurs in the cities, in the rural areas. Sometimes senior leaders, sometimes it's a mix of men and women. Sometimes it's DEI programs. So it's a lot of new and very impactful programs we do. So I'm very excited to be here.
Beautiful. Lata, you have achieved so much. Can you share a little bit of your story from where you started to get to the successful woman you are today?
Thank
Pioneering
you.
other women and mentoring other women and doing such an impactful job. Tell us where you started and how was the journey?
Thank you. I started in India where I grew up. Finance has always been very interesting for me, so I always knew I would do something with finance. And as I grew up, I studied finance. I started working in companies doing a financial role. And then I moved to other countries. I moved to Singapore, I moved to Moscow, I moved to France, I moved back, and I moved to London. So I moved to a few countries. So it's all very different working in these countries. It has been very interesting, challenging because I have been doing mergers and acquisitions, which is the cutting edge, as they say, of investment banking. It's a very difficult thing. It's not only the finance part of it. Most of it, the biggest part actually, is dealing with people. So dealing with relationships, trying to set up relationships between people who are strangers, getting them to trust each other, which is a very difficult process. And anytime anything can go wrong, and the whole deal just falls apart. So it's a very slow build, and then you decide, okay, you will do the transaction, and then getting the transaction done to a stage where they are working together to improve the company or rebuild it, or just put two big companies together or two successful companies together and go forward from there. So over the years, I learned a lot about um, relationships, how people think, or how people would like to be uh, working, or what they would like when they look at a team. All these have been experiences which I have developed over the years. So as I go along, I always try to uh, bring up the next generation, as we say. We always support the people who join the company after me, or who are coming to this role after me. So they have a slightly easier path because somebody is telling them, you have to watch for this or you have to look at for that. It's just uh, it's a very different feeling when you work when somebody is watching your back. You might have the support, you might not have the support. It's the same in families, it's the same in friends, it's the same at work as well. So if somebody is supporting you, you feel so much more confident. Even if you think you're unsure, you're still able to go and work with your ability. It's a kind of confidence you have even when you're unsure. It's hard if you don't, and if you don't have that support, it's totally it can be very nervous for you, very anxious for you, because you don't know what you're going to do, as well as you don't have anybody to support you. So this double, I have always tried to reduce this double negative for other people. So from there, it comes the role that, okay, you can maybe design mentorship programs, or you can run mentorship. I have been on other mentorship programs, but now I'm designing my own mentorship programs. I'm teaching people about diversity or inclusion or mentorship, or I designed this program for women in rural areas because we don't want people to move from where they live or where they want to live. And if they have something which is economically sustaining for them, it is very interesting for them to work there without having to move out. So very what is called need based programs, and this is not just in one country. We find the need is across many countries. So it has been a very interesting challenge to set this up and run it, and we've run the inaugural ones. They've gone really well. The numbers look very good. So the high impact is what is very comforting after all these years. So you can say, I mean, for me, success is how much of effect I have had, or what is the result of what I've done. Even if I have prevented, let's say, a company from doing the transaction because I felt it was not a good match, or the other company was not coming in the same on the same level, I have said no to the deal from my side, and the company has withdrawn. Even that for me is success because I have prevented something which could go wrong in the future, and it would be my reputation essentially because I am the advisor. You see. So for me, yeah, so success has many connotations. You cannot say that you're successful only when you see a positive result. Not having a negative result also is success. So
Mm.
it's important to recognize that. And many people, when they're early in their career or in the mid career, they don't think of that. For them, it's just success is going up. And when you go up in any organization, it's always a pyramid. There's very few organizations which have, let's say, four people or three people at the top, or even two. Most organizations have just one. So it's like, are you sure you want to go there? Or are you sure you want to make an impact? You want to be successful where you are, even. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's a bit of what my journey was.
Beautiful. You linked your journey and you answered another question that, of course, I always have for my guests. I'm very excited to hear what success is for different people because, as you know, on my podcast, I have um, always amazing people, but with very different stories. So you're from the world of finance, mergers and acquisitions. And here you are talking about success. And I loved what you said. I haven't heard it from anyone else because, as you said, we usually link success to something positive. And I absolutely loved what you said. And more people, more women, more humans should hear that success is also when you prevent something negative from happening. Or even success is you learning from something that did not go the way you wanted it to go, right?
Yes, yes.
And also, what I heard from you, impact is success, making an impact and teaching others, lifting up others is success. And this is what you do nowadays.
Yeah, many times success is small things. Like for instance, if we have a bunch of people over, we invite a group of people to our home, or if we have a group of people at a meeting or something. Some people come, and some people are very enthusiastic. They're very gracious. They're very kind. They're very respectful, and you have a very nice time with them. But some people will try to find fault, and or they are always saying, "Oh, that was better. You know, you gave a great lunch, but." So and so had a bigger lunch or a better place, or they picked a hotel which was really nice, or something which makes you feel uncomfortable, basically. So when everybody leaves, or at the end of the meeting, you say, "Oh, you have this fantastic presentation," but maybe one or two people say, "Oh, no, but I don't agree," or "I think it's not right," or "You're too young," or, "How can you be in charge?" That kind of thing. So at the end of it, you're only thinking of these things which happened. Somebody said this, or somebody was not happy, or somebody didn't like it, instead of thinking of all the people who were happy, excited, and who engaged with you so well. So it's essential for us to also take that. Let's say 7 out of 10 people were happy. That's brilliant. It's like 70% has been happy and 30% has been not happy. You can, of course, think what you're going to do to make them change their mind if you need to, or what you're going to do to say, okay, fine, 30% were not happy, but 70% are, so I'm going to go with the 70. You have to be comfortable with that kind of measure of what happened actually, instead of just focusing on the negative. And then we kill ourselves with guilt anyway. The
Yeah.
moment something goes wrong, we start feeling guilty. We say, oh, what did I do wrong? Or then you start overcompensating by trying to get them back and, speaking to them. And it just gets worse and worse because they are just doing it, maybe they're just wanting to have fun. I don't know. It's just random. There's no reason for their being negative. So those kind of things also are keys for us to protect our success, to
Mm.
not let something get us down when actually things are going okay. Things are going well.
I love what you're saying, and I believe it's a feminine quality, us wanting to be perfect in success. And what you're saying, we don't need to be perfect in
Hmm.
success. 70% success is a great success. 60% is more than half, is again a success. Let's focus on that, on the positive. And then, as you said, learning lessons and doing better, even a 2 millimeter better next time. The small shift. I love also what you said. You were talking about finances. Finances have always been important to you. And you also linked, and I got that finances, money, relationships. It's still all about relationships.
Yes. Yes.
Tell me.
Finance can change relationships as well. So, a person who is, let's say, financially secure or who has some amount of money, you do find that people treat you differently. It is a very common thing. It still makes me uncomfortable that somebody treats somebody differently just because of the amount of money they have or the amount of money they don't have. But that is a reality. So it's very essential for us to be comfortable in our own uh, ability. And if we are comfortable in our own ability, the money or not having the money is not going to make a difference when we deal with other people. And that over time, other people understand that, so they continue to treat you the same way without going to the finance part of it, saying, without thinking that, oh, does she have the amount of money I would want my associate or my acquaintance or my friend to have before I deal with them. It will become irrelevant. The person will deal with you anyway.
Mhm.
That is also an important part of the money aspect along with the relationships. Uh, and it takes a lot of effort sometimes to understand it and also to live it, because it's very easy to for a person who has made some money, for instance, who didn't have money before, to show it off. It's a
Mm.
very common thing. The moment you earn some money, you start buying diamonds, or you start having a bigger car, or you say, this is my house, or you have this place you have done up and you call people to show it off. You do things like that, which is it is one thing. I mean, I'm nothing wrong with feeling good about having made the money, but how you present it also is very important. At that stage, if you are showing off, people who have more or less or as much as you are all going to be put off in the same way, because they can see you're showing off.
Mm.
So wearing your success also is a different learning, how you wear your success.
Oh, I love that, wearing your
Yeah.
success.
Yeah, because then if the success is there today, it's always going to be up and down, because that's what life is. There are ups, there will be downs, there is day, there will be night, and again day after that. So you have to be able to weigh your success lightly, so you go through these ups and downs in the same way. If you're very full of the success today, tomorrow if there's a problem, you're shattered, because you don't want to meet any of your friends, you don't want to go anywhere, because you think, oh, maybe they are going to treat you differently. But you don't need to go there. You don't need to even be on a high because you're so successful. Of course, nobody says if you have the money, go have a party. I mean, if you feel like, do that. I mean, buy yourself diamonds. Nothing wrong with any
Oh,
of that.
please buy yourself diamonds.
Yes.
From the Queen of Diamonds.
Yes, exactly. So it is totally, in line with what you should be doing. It's fine, but you should not feel that, oh, today I'm here, and tomorrow if I'm somewhere else, that has changed me. you are still the same person, you still have the same ability, and
Mm.
you are still the diamond, let's say, you know.
Yes. So now that we're speaking about diamonds, what's your diamond? Show me your diamond, Lata. And I usually get my beautiful diamond here.
Oh, no, mine is not so big, nor is it so like well cut. My diamond is essentially me. When somebody is interacting with me, they get all of me. It's not like they get some parts and they don't get some parts. So for me, giving is again 100% thing. So I am fully engaged, whether it is work or friends or relationships or parenting or anything. I'm fully engaged. So that is my diamond. I bring all of myself, and I give it properly. I don't weaponize it in the way that if you are not speaking nicely to me, I'm not going to be nasty to you or nothing like that. So that's the diamond. It is always the same diamond. You always can expect to see the same diamond or expect to feel the same diamond. You don't feel it differently today because I want to be mean, or you don't feel it differently tomorrow because I want to be nice again.
Mm.
Yeah, that is the diamond for me.
And as you said, the diamond,
Yeah,
it has the light facets and the darker facets.
yeah,
You said you get the whole of the person. We cannot just choose the facets that shine.
yeah.
Some facets get more light,
Mhm.
some facets are in the dark at that particular moment. And being real and authentic,
Yeah,
this is the diamond
yeah,
you
yeah,
got to
yeah.
embrace. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and it is very hard for people. I mean, most people don't have somebody who will give them an honest opinion. Just
Mm,
so, because of this light and dark facets, and sometimes even with if a lot of light shining on the dark facets, even that becomes something you can deal with. It's not something which you need to run away or hide from or ignore or or push away even. So
mm.
that is also a good thing. It's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, when the light shines on our dark side, it shows us that we can grow there, we can work on them.
Yes, and it's all positive. It's so the moment you have so much positive energy, you find people around you are also getting that from you, which
Mm,
is again, which is a good thing. It's always good to have more positive than negative, let's say.
mm. I loved what you said about wearing success, but you personally, Lata, were you born in money? Did you always have money, or do you have more experience with having it, not having it, and wearing it?
Money, no, we didn't have that much money when we were growing up. We were very comfortable. We had, I mean, we had money to pay for whatever we needed. We had, and because my father was in the services, we had all these perks, which meant we got accommodation where we went. We had free travel. So we literally had the best of everything without having, let's say, cash as an asset. But and also in those days when we were growing up, nobody would like to talk of money. Making money was a bad thing.
Mm,
Talking about money was even worse.
mm,
So it was a very circuitous conversation. People would try to always say, oh, I'm very nice and I'm very pious and I do all these things, but they would never say I'm making a lot of money. So that was a very no kind of conversation. From there we have progressed to a world where making money is okay to talk about. It's very decent, it's very common. But I think it is essential that we do talk of money, not just the making of it, but for me, it is what you can do with it. You
mm,
can hoard it in a bank. You can keep your money locked up somewhere and be happy with it. That is one way. But for me, it is what I can do with that. Of course, I'm going to be saying that I need the money for this, and this for myself. Whether I have a mortgage or I have a family to take care of, I have parents, I have needs, whatever I have. I'm going to safeguard that first. But what happens after that? I'm supposed to still keep the money just lying around because I have it. Instead of that, I'll say, no, what can I can do with money? That is the important thing. So
mm,
you use it for helping others or uh, doing projects or doing, I don't know, impactful stuff, which I think makes an enormous change. It is like, I don't know, heaven and earth kind of change to people's lives because they have zero access. to that resource at that time. Of course, if they get educated or if they change a bit of their economic situation, you can. Like, for instance, the women working in these rural areas who are doing this mentorship program for entrepreneurs, and then they go off and set up a business. So, very low key business could be like just a small shop in a corner. But now you see the videos after 6 months of running the shop. The woman is like, can I expand? Can I take more? Can I get a more permanent location? Can I get a properly built shop? Can I increase my business by getting a bit of loan extra? So it shows how easy it is to change an economic situation, and that impacts the community, impacts the locality, impacts the lives, impacts literally the whole of society with that. And that is just money. It's money again.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Beautiful view on money. And I love that nowadays talking about money is okay because, like you, I came from a place where we had a lot of limiting beliefs about money.
Hmm.
Usually, bad people had money, or in order to be rich, you had to, I don't know, be a crook and do something not right, dirty or illegal. So there were a lot of limiting beliefs, and I had to
Hmm.
fight that too, in order to become successful, and then do something beautiful with the money that I made. And like you, for me, uplifting other women, not only women, but of course, mainly women because we relate to them more and we also see
Hmm.
the injustice and still that we're not equal in many ways with men yet, especially in the finance world and really people like me and you are changing that. So tell me, I know that it's really hard, and when you were in investment banking, that was must have been even harder being a woman in that world, in the top financial world. Tell me about your experience and how things changed, and what are you doing to change that inequality with men in the world of finance and money?
Uh, it has been unequal simply because there are so few women. And very few women want to even get into a finance world usually. It's not a career of choice for many women. So because we were so few in number, I mean, when I started, it was even fewer. I don't know, the 1 to 10,000 kind of ratios, which is totally mad. But and also because of that, the men haven't seen a woman who can be professional or who can be capable or of doing as much if not better than them sometimes. They're not used to it, so obviously the remarks would be very very strange. They would insinuate, if the men did the deal, obviously they'll say, oh yeah, you are like doing so well, whereas if the woman did it, it'd probably be like, oh, did you sleep with the client? Or it's very very common to have these kind of remarks. Especially investment banking is also a very, I don't know, open kind of relationship where everybody thinks they can have a relationship with everybody else if they feel like. They used to blame it on the pressures of investment banking, but I found many professions have similar things. Perhaps not so much in industry, but these kind of uh, professions which are high, not only high risk but very high return. There's always a bit of this playboy kind of thing, always. So women were also in the same mold. At least many of the women I saw. There were very few who were like me, who was like, oh, no, no, I'm married or whatever. But it didn't even make a difference that I'm married, because they would say, oh, yeah, that's perfect, because then, we just have the affair and you don't have to marry each other. So it's like, I said, okay, fine, you can't win this. So I would just focus on my work. So
Mm,
first time you do go there, first few times they will think, oh, she can't do anything. She's a woman. She's from India. She's third world. She's this. She's that. There's many many things. So once they start, then you say, okay. Then we start seeing the work. The focus on work was totally 100% for me. And when the focus on work was that good, the results were very clear. I was never telling somebody to do something which was against their business, or it was helpful for them, or and I was telling them to do something, it was also for their benefit. It was nothing that I was trying to shine and use that somehow for my personal use. So when they see that professionalism, they always respond. It doesn't matter male or men or women. Actually, women respond slower than men, but men respond very quickly when they see professionalism. So they see that, okay, this person is professional, so they deal with the person only professionally. They will actually look forward to your opinion, they will look forward to your view, they will look forward to your advice, they will actually look forward to being on your team. And that's how it progressed. So every single time, of course, again, you move to a new country or a new company, you have to start the process again. You start again at the bottom. You don't start in the middle because you came from already a successful position. You start at the bottom and then you work your way up again. So I have done this so many times. I even now, like if I join a board, for instance, I am almost expected to be not speaking much, or not knowing much. Or if I say that, oh, this was not discussed like this, we'll have straight away, you will have maybe two three men jumping and saying, no, no, how can you say this? No, this can't be right. Or what is this kind of thing? So every time I would say, okay, take a deep breath, it's the same situation again. So how do we deal with this? We know how to deal with it. We just lay the facts and then we go forward. They lay the facts, sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. So you have to be open to that as well.
So I
So go.
like what you said. The process is, the first question is, or the first intention is, let's have an affair. But then if you say no, thank you, and they see that you're professional, then they actually can focus and take you for your work, your knowledge, and your
Yeah.
expertise.
Because end of the day, the company has to see the results. So if they see that you're just working, you're coming, you're doing your work and you're going, doesn't matter how you look or how you're dressed or whatever. You're dressed for work. You're not trying to, pick somebody up. You're not trying to be loose. Even if you went out with them for lunch, even if they were hitting on me, I'm like, I don't understand. So I would really be like that. And when I was much, now I'm much older, it's a bit different now. I can probably tell people off for doing that. But when I was young, I was also worried that, oh, it should not affect my career. I should not get, sacked because I said no to somebody. So it had to really seem like I didn't understand or I was very ignorant. So I had to kind of play that game.
Mm.
And if people felt that, oh, yeah, what can she do? They would talk around me because they felt, oh, she's anyway, even if she listens, it's not going to help her. They don't realize that I am processing it and I'm going to use it for the job. So takes people some time, or they will come and try to ask information before a meeting and then use that in the meeting to get points clearly, because it's like, oh, I'm making this point and everybody says, wow, what a point. And then you realize that, oh, they just asked me 5 minutes ago, what should this be or what should that be. And being dumb, you just give them all this information. So then you realize how to give the information. So okay, I do still not answer them. I will say, yes, yes, you can say this, but then I don't give them the whole thing. I always keep a little bit for myself. So in the meeting, when they start doing that, I let them speak and everyone says, wow, what that? I'm like, yeah, that's excellent. But have you thought of this, this, and this as well? So then they realize that this is taking it to a whole new level and this is the complete picture. So clearly she has got the better idea compared to our friend here. And that person also realizes that, yes, she didn't not give me an idea, but she has got so much more. So
Mhm.
there you have respect, isn't it? Because you did not share. I could have said, no, no, I'm not going to tell you anything. Then it make them hostile.
Mm.
So you don't get support. So you're trying to build support, but you're not trying to give away everything. So it's a very difficult path to walk when you're giving people information which they will use to get mileage, which might take away from your position. After all, in this kind of companies, in finance, in M&A kind of finance, your bonus, your salary, everything depends on how you perform. And if somebody is taking away your point and making it at a meeting or making it when you're dealing with a client, you are going to lose that part of bonus probably, which is not easy to say yes to because it's a lot, isn't it?
Mm. So it's like walking on eggshells, and
Yes, completely, completely.
you had to figure it out all by yourself. And
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
what can you do to help others not to do your mistakes and the path to be easier, so you don't have, so other women don't need to walk on eggshells and don't need to be asked for the embarrassing question, let's have an affair. You
No, it's
progress.
not possible. It's not possible to predict what somebody will ask or somebody will do. But I think we can sort of prepare them better.
Mhm.
So if we say that without saying all these things, that, oh, be ready for somebody to pick you up or be ready for somebody to put you down. Uh, Instead of saying all those things, we just say focus on being absolutely professional.
Mhm.
So when you focus on being absolutely professional, you are straight away closing all these doors. And again, it is personal for me that I didn't want to have affairs. But there are many of my own friends or colleagues who were comfortable with that. So it is a very personal choice. If you want to have that kind of life, you can. Nothing wrong with it. I don't say, oh my God, they have an affair, so hence they must be unprofessional. No, they can be professional and have an affair. It's possible. So it's very personal to everybody how they want to be in any environment, whether it is in relationships out at work or outside work. So I just give them the advice that be the best person you are. And
Mhm.
if you think being professional is better for you to safeguard you from anything, because it can happen that they actually go and they get into a relationship and then they find that the person is playing around with them or manipulating them, which doesn't work as well.
Mm.
So,
So
yeah.
building women's confidence, and women having the skills and the knowledge, I believe this is the way forward for us to stand strong on our 2 feet and to
Mhm.
feel grounded.
Mhm.
And walk, as you said, it's very personal. We each have a path we walk. You made your choices, I made my choices. Of course, we're humans. People make mistakes, but we learn from them. So,
Mm.
talking with, we've spoken a lot about money and success, but what is happiness for you, Lata?
Uh, Happiness is just uh, me doing whatever I'm doing. It used to be earlier, I used to have this concept of home and I need to be in a certain place and I need to be with certain people. Uh, I think I have moved out of that concept. So happiness is just me doing what I'm doing and on that particular day, as long as it's not something which I don't want to do. Don't like to do. Sometimes I have very dull things to do. Like sometimes people will say, "Oh, read these 200 pages and give me a report." Okay, unless it's something really bad like that, or dealing with some problem which need not have been there. Like for instance, like I mentioned, like if I give a suggestion or if I say this is how it should have been done, you have people just protesting because they can or they want to. uh, if I don't have to deal with that, oh, I'm happy. I'm always looking on the positive side. So it's very difficult to make me unhappy, let's say. Yeah. It's not like I'm not sensitive. There's a difference. You can be sensitive to what people say to you, but it doesn't make me unhappy because I'm very quickly pushing that away and moving to back to, like, say, equilibrium or the balance. And that keeps me happy. Yeah.
Do you agree that happiness and success, those two concepts, are changing throughout our lives? As you said in the beginning, success might be having a bigger house, a newer
Mhm.
car,
Mhm.
and having more money in the bank. And success and happiness, we may actually also link them very closely together, or we may
Mhm.
make them equal. But having more years to your life and more life to your years makes those two concepts, puts them in a different place. And I love what you said. I mean, happiness is just me doing whatever I'm doing today.
Yes. Success, yes. Usually it is common to link success with happiness. Uh, but you find very quickly that even if the success is not as much as you would like, or as much as people would like, you're still very happy about it. Sometimes a very small step you have taken, because it has been a very difficult step, you're very happy about it.
Mm.
So you have to realize your own happiness. And I don't think I was looking at markers for even when I was much younger. For me, it was always a wholesome idea of success or happiness. If I was happy, I would thought, okay, people around me should be happy, or it tends to be a very positive thing. It's not like I'm the only one happy and I'm making everybody unhappy and still I'm happy, that kind of thing. Or I'm stepping on so many people and being successful. I do understand that in organizations, it is a pyramid. You're going up. That means at some point you're going above somebody, but as long as you're not stepping on them, you're still that is success as well. You don't have to step on people. You don't have to be mean to them, even if they are being difficult or they are being mean. I mean, there's so much of dis whatever disharmony in the world. People are rude for no reason. People are sort of dumping all their garbage on other people for no reason. So there's no reason for us to feel that is going to hamper our success or happiness. We have to have that protection around us. And I think the young sooner we realize it. So maybe I realized it in my 30s, but I think I have been telling my children since the day they were born, almost as soon as I felt they could understand it. Sorry, maybe when they were 3, 4, 5, saying that you have to be happy. You can be happy. You can don't have to put something down or somebody down. So already you introduced the idea to them. Children have a very good sense of fair play. So if you keep that, and they have an extremely good what you call animal instinct, what we call sixth sense. We lose it as we grow up because we get caught up in all kinds of things. And then when we grow a bit older, we start getting that need for that sixth sense again. So we start going rediscovering ourselves or whatever, going and going to all these retreats or whatever we do. But if we
Yoga,
keep that,
meditation,
yeah,
silence,
yeah, everything.
so
So
spiritual.
yeah, so if we keep that from a young age, then we are keeping that diamond very nicely polished. And in fact, we are adding new facets. So it catches more light, it catches more of the good part. So if we keep that since from a young age, it serves us much better. And we have a much better life. So because we are successful also, we are happy also, we are positive as well. Without becoming needy and needing all these mental health and whatever which comes up because we have lost track of our diamonds, let's say. you know
Mm. Beautifully said, Lata. And since I live in the world of jewelry, is
yeah.
jewelry important to you? Do you like jewelry? Do you wear jewelry? What is jewelry for you?
Yes, of course, I do wear. I like to accessorize whenever I wear an outfit or dress up or whatever, and I'm very particular how I accessorize it. And I have done the very normal thing of buying a bit more expensive jewelry when I could afford it, kind of thing. I have done that. It's not like I don't. But I don't wear it just to flaunt it. Like I wouldn't wear it if I'm going to pick up my children from school. I wouldn't be wearing jewelry which is, I don't know, costing thousands of pounds. I wouldn't do that. Many people do it just to flaunt it, saying I can and I want to show it. So I'm very particular how I wear it as well. But yes, jewelry, I'm very fascinated. I do go and look at the jewelry shops. I see what is new. I see what is styles. And I do spend a lot of time. I like to window shop sometimes. So yeah, I like a lot of browsing. And I like to gift as well. Uh, Maybe I wear it less now. Earlier, I used to wear it a lot, but now I like to gift as well. So I do buy for other people. Yeah,
Mm,
it's
very.
quite interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, jewelry is special. And as you said, the way you wear it. So it's more to you, jewelry is not so much for display. Oh, sorry, there's some, okay, alarm. Life is full of reminders that we have to do things.
Yes.
But also on a beautiful topic. So you shared that jewelry is not for others, for you. It's
Yeah.
you, it's what it means to you. And in this respect, jewelry has a very unique place in our lives as an expression of who we are
Mhm.
and what's important to us. From the questions that I like to ask, I have asked you. Now, actually, one important one. What would be your advice if you could share some wisdom and if you could shine some light on people who are feeling in a dark place right now?
Oh, sorry. Dark places, I think we have been in them. It's not like there is, it feels like the end of the world, yes, but it is not going to be the end of the world. That would be my advice. Firstly, not to feel overwhelmed with it. And every time, if we go over what has happened to make us feel we are in a dark place, if we just go over it in our minds, we find that actually it's not such a difficult moment at all, and we can work our way out of it. And the moment we think that, already I think the light has come in. So it's not so dark anymore. So I think it's important to keep that, even if there is something going wrong. It still doesn't mean I have lost my abilities, or I've become a different person, or have become somebody whom nobody will want to interact with, or I've lost all my friends. Nothing like that. And it's very hard to believe it when you are having the problem. But it is something we have to hang on to if we remind ourselves. Like I tell people when they are down, if they are feeling really low in their job, for instance, I tell them, look, bring out your resume and read it. You just look at all the things you have done, all your education, all the little things you did, whether you took part in a school play, or even the small things like that. And look at your career. You have done this, this, and this. You have done this with this person. You have done it in this country. You have done this in this place with this team, whatever, in this company. And suddenly you start feeling that, wow, I have done things. So even if you're having a problem today, maybe you're out of work, maybe you've been fired, could be anything. It could be a dark place where you say, oh, I don't know what's going to happen because I have so much of financial obligation, I need to get a job, that kind of thing. But when you look at your resume, it tells you that, look, I've done all this and I will be able to find something. It's not like I might, if I'm working in finance, I will get a job in finance. There is no guarantee of that. But because I have all these abilities, I will find something to do. I will be able to reinvent myself and again have that same level of, let's say, financial security, or success, or the comfortable life which I was doing before. That's what I think I should. I mean, that's what I encourage people to think. It's people say, "Oh, you are crazily optimistic." It's not optimism. It is just a way of actually dealing with what the problem is. The problem is you have a difficult situation and you have to come out of it because you can't live there. I mean, you can die, but that's great. That's the end of everything. But you want to live, I think. So yeah.
Mm. Lata, thank you so much for your for sharing your story, for your honesty, for showing up the real, amazing, um, down to earth woman and beautiful human that you are. If people love your energy and want to find out more about you and the fabulous projects you do, how you impact people and your mentorship, entrepreneurship programs, is LinkedIn the best way to find you?
LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I mean, any of these is fine. Yeah.
Okay, I will drop obviously a link to your profile. It's Lata Gullapalli, beautiful name, beautiful woman, beautiful diamond on today's.
Takes one to know one, Julia. I'm very happy for you to call me all the nice things, but you are amazing. So it takes one to know one. Yeah, always.
Thank you. Thank you from my heart, Lata. And a message to our wonderful audience. If you resonate with what Lata is saying, get in touch with Lata. If you resonate with my energy and you feel like I can help you in some way to what I know, I do coaching, I do therapy, I help people transform get in touch with us. And again, and if you're in a dark place, again, talk to me, just reach out to me, and I would love to have a chat and show you a hand, because women supporting women, humans supporting humans, this is how we'll keep on growing. This is the way for evolution, peace, and love in this world. So thank you for watching, listening, and being with us.
Thank you very much. Thanks,
Thank
Julie.
you, Lata.
Take care. Bye.